Hi, my name is Dave Quay. I graduated from Southegan in 2003, and my brother Bob Quay, in whose memory this scholarship is named, graduated in 1999. Bob was a member of the community council. He wrote the Constitution, which I think is maybe in a planner or something, and I don't know if it's still there. Anyway, but he was on community council. He played a lot of sports in town. He was involved with the church and the Boy Scouts, and at Williams College was the president of the outing club, and worked on several gubernatorial and presidential campaigns in town. I would like to tell you about camping one time with my brother. We went to the Southwest in Arches National Park. And we were there because I was trying to fulfill a camping requirement for Boy Scouts. And my brother was also a Boy Scout and had been an Eagle Scout since around when he began to walk. And he was helping me out with my requirement. And I didn't like camping. And the reason was because on our first Boy Scout outing, I had taken Jurassic Park to read. And so I was in the pitch blackness of the White Mountains reading about dinosaurs consuming the earth. And anyway, so Bob was there helping me at Arches, and everything was fine until the middle of the night, and there was a scratching. We're in the middle of the desert, and there was a scratching on the tent. And I started to scoot away from it down the tent, and he woke up and he said, "Dave, why are you in a ball at the base of the tent?" And I said, "Well, there's a scratching." And he said, "Well, what is it?" And I said, I don't know, it might be a velocity, I don't know what it is. So before I could say anything, he unzipped the tent, and he reached around, and he touched the ground, and it was nothing. It was just the wind. And the reason I tell this story is because I find as I get older that my tendency all the time is to turn away from the things that I'm afraid of. I'd like to categorize them and hold them at an arm's length, and I feel like if I don't acknowledge them, then it's not my responsibility to deal with them. But Bob, unusually, always dealt with the world on his own terms, on its own terms, whether he wanted to experience it or not. And he was the best listener I ever knew. And if you were in a conversation with him, anybody who knew him will tell you that it was never about what he was about to say. It's always about what you were saying at that moment. And I really admire that courage, that capacity, and that willingness to engage with the world. And that, I think, allowed him and all the organizations he was a part of to lead, not according to what was easiest for him to achieve, but from what it was that the community needed. And so, same with this year's recipient. He has the same kind of outward focus, that ability to look outside of himself and think for something greater. And he's going to Stonehill in the fall. And he's also a member of Community Council and has started some wonderful programs with the Boys and Girls Club locally. So it's a great pleasure that I give this to Patrick O'Meara. The next one.